Spider-Man, brand new day just came out. Tom Holland in the suit again, a new director, a new tone, and the audience showed up. What's unusual is that Holland is the third actor to play Peter Parker in 25 years. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and now him. And all three versions succeeded. In No Way Home, they literally put all three actors on screen at the same time, and the audience cheered instead of rejecting it. Now try to imagine that with Iron Man. Try to imagine 3 different actors playing Tony Stark in 3 different franchises, all successful, all showing up on the same screen. You can't, and the reason you can't is the whole point. If you've watched Spider-Man get recast 3 times and quietly wondered why the character keeps working when other superheroes couldn't survive a single recast, you're noticing something real. There's a specific reason Spider-Man survives what Iron Man, Batman as Bruce Wayne, and Wolverine couldn't survive. It isn't a marketing accident. It's a documented psychological principle about how audiences bond to fictional characters. And once you see the mechanism, both Spider-Man's durability and the other characters' actor-locked fragility finally make sense. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Every fictional character sits somewhere on a specific spectrum. On one end are characters designed as proxies, deliberately ordinary, deliberately relatable, deliberately written, so that any audience member can imagine themselves in the role. On the other end are characters designed as specific individuals, extraordinary, singular, whose whole identity depends on a particular kind of charisma, presence, or physicality. Proxy characters survive recasting easily. Specific characters don't. Spider-Man is a proxy character. Peter Parker is deliberately written as ordinary. He's a teenager or young adult. He's broke. He's smart but not exceptional looking. He has homework, a girlfriend, a dead uncle, and rent to pay. The mask literally erases his face, and the origin story explicitly tells the audience, this could have been you. When Tobey Maguire says the lines, we accept him because the character is designed to be accepted. When Andrew Garfield says them, we accept him too. When Tom Holland says them, same result. Media psychologist Jonathan Cohen, whose research on identification with fictional characters became foundational in the 2000s, documented a specific finding. Audiences bond most intensely to characters whose design leaves room for the audience to project themselves into the role. The more specific and singular a character's personality is, the harder that projection becomes, and the more the character depends on a specific actor to deliver them. Italian semiotician Umberto Eco, writing about Superman in the 1970s, called this an open narrative structure, a character designed with enough universality that new stories, new actors, and new interpretations can all be plugged in without breaking the audience's bond. Spider-Man is one of the purest open structures in modern superhero fiction. The mask, the ordinary face underneath, the young person's struggles, every element was built for recastability, whether the creators intended it or not. Picture the moment in No Way Home when all 3 Spider-Men appear on screen together. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. 3 actors, 3 timelines, 3 versions of the same character, standing side by side. Audiences didn't experience this as an imposter moment. They cheered, they cried. They accepted all 3 as legitimate simultaneously. The character absorbed 3 actors and asked for more. Now try to imagine the equivalent for Iron Man. Try to imagine Robert Downey Jr. standing on screen next to a second actor playing Tony Stark, and then a third actor playing another version. Even in your imagination, it feels wrong. It feels like watching 2 imposters stand next to the real Tony Stark. Downey doesn't play Iron Man. Downey is Iron Man. In a way, Holland isn't Peter Parker. Even if you cast Tom Cruise as Iron Man, and Cruise was actually considered for the role before Downey, audiences wouldn't accept him. Not because Cruise is a worse actor, because the character was written around Downey's specific charisma once he took the role. The role became actor-locked. Spider-Man never did. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't only about Iron Man. The same pattern shows up across superhero fiction. Batman as Batman, the cowl covers half the face, the identity is symbolic, has been played by 6 actors and counting, and audiences absorb each recast. Batman as Bruce Wayne, though, requires a specific kind of billionaire gravitas that not many actors can carry. Wolverine requires Hugh Jackman's specific combination of physicality plus emotional depth, and every attempt to imagine a recast has met audience resistance. The more a character is a specific actor's charisma, the less recastable they become. But there's more going on than just design. Once an actor delivers a specific character's identity, the character retroactively absorbs the actor's traits. Downey's fast-talking wit became Tony Stark's fast-talking wit. Jackman's grounded intensity became Wolverine's grounded intensity. The character and the actor merged in the audience's mind into a single thing that can't be pulled apart. Spider-Man never quite merged that way with any of the three actors because the character was always bigger than any specific delivery. And here's the kicker. The cultural framing of superhero recasting has been almost entirely as a marketing decision or a business risk. That framing misses the real mechanism. The recastability of a character is baked into the character's design at the story level. The mask, the ordinariness, the proxy structure. Some characters were built to be recast. Others were built to be played once, unforgettably, by one specific person. Now let's be honest. Two things at once. First, not every Spider-Man version has been equally successful. Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014 was a critical low point that nearly ended the franchise before Marvel's MCU integration rescued it. Recastability doesn't mean every version wins. It means the character survives the losses in a way other characters wouldn't. Second, Holland's version, deeply integrated into the MCU and tied to Zendaya and the specific tone of Marvel's recent phases, may be more actor-locked than the two versions before him. If Marvel tries to recast Peter Parker again in 5 years, they may find that this specific version has become the character in a way Maguire and Garfield never quite did. Recastability isn't permanent. It can be spent. But for the person watching this and quietly wondering why Spider-Man works when other superheroes wouldn't, here's what's happening. It isn't magic. It isn't marketing. It's design. Peter Parker was written from the beginning as a proxy hero, ordinary young person, ordinary problems, mask that erases the specific face, and every element was built for the specific psychological effect of letting the audience project themselves into the role. Iron Man was designed as a specific personality, and Downey's delivery made that personality inseparable from him. Only one approach produces recastable characters. The work of understanding this isn't just about Spider-Man. It's about noticing that every character you love sits somewhere on that spectrum, from proxy to specific, and the specific end characters carry a hidden fragility. When the actor is gone, the character often goes with them. There's something quietly true about a character designed to be worn like a mask. Spider-Man was built, from his first appearance in 1962, to be anyone. That's why Miles Morales works. That's why every animated version works. That's why 3 live-action actors have played him without breaking the audience's bond. The character isn't the actor. The character is the mask, and the mask fits. If you've watched Brand New Day and noticed Tom Holland is now the third face inside the same red and blue suit, this might be the moment to consider that the character was built to survive exactly this. You aren't imagining it. Spider-Man really is more recastable than any other major superhero, and the reason isn't luck. It's the specific way the character was designed to be a mask over an ordinary face, a proxy anyone could project themselves into. If you're the person watching Brand New Day this week and quietly noticing that we've somehow reached the third Spider-Man in 25 years and that no other major superhero could have survived this, I want you to hear this. You noticed something real. If any part of this landed for you, I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments which of the 3 Spider-Man actors is your favourite, or name a superhero you don't think could ever be recast, and why. If you want more videos that name what's actually happening in the patterns most people never have the language for, that's what this channel is for. Hit subscribe. See you in the next.